Today we have info on a shooting in Chattanooga, National Vanilla Cupcake Day, and so much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Lily Fowler and a sports update with Sawyer Hughes.
Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2022.
We are live from Studio H12 in the Shroyer Broadcasting Center at Bradley Central High School, and you're watching Vox News Today.
It is so good to be back. Thank you for joining us. I'm Amber Filyaw.
And I'm Ian Reardon, and these are your top stories for today.
A third person who reportedly died from carbon monoxide poisoning at a Mexican Airbnb has been identified. 33-year-old Cortez Hall was a 7th grade social studies teacher in New Orleans. It's unclear exactly when Hall died, but his sister Tanika Hall told CNN her family first learned of her brother's death after a call from the U.S. Embassy in Mexico on October 31st. Hall told the U.S. Embassy told them that they found her brother and 2 other people unresponsive in an Airbnb in Mexico City.
China's National Health Commission is reporting almost 9,000 locally transmitted COVID-19 cases from Wednesday, the highest daily tally of local infections since April 30th of this year. The country's major cities are battling a rebound in infections. On Wednesday, Guangzhou recorded over 3,000 locally transmitted cases, while Chongqing reported over 750. More than 1 million residents in Chongqing have been told not to leave the city unless absolutely necessary.
A king of a West African tribe has returned to Canada to resume his job as a gardener in order to raise money to provide for health care for his new subjects. After living in California for 3 years with his wife and small son, he moved back to southern Ghana to take up his birthright. He said, quote, "It's a huge experience. You have to embrace it with passion." End quote. Moving back to British Columbia, he has returned to landscaping and gardening in the town in a bid to raise cash for his 6,000-strong tribe.
Think of a Navy ship launch, and you probably envision champagne bottles smashing against hulls, starched uniforms, and some sort of military band. You don't imagine women in lycra hot pants, crop tops, and red berets twerking in front of veterans. That's not unless you were in Sydney on Saturday.
In Florida, a gun was found inside a raw chicken at an airport security checkpoint. Transportation Security Administration officials posted these photos on its Instagram page this week, saying the gun was discovered hidden inside the raw chicken at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The passenger was reportedly headed to Port-au-Prince, Haiti. A record number of guns have been discovered at Florida airport checkpoints this year, more than 700 so far. The fine for getting caught with a gun at an airport checkpoint can be costly, even if the passenger is not arrested. TSA says civil penalties can reach nearly $14,000. The agency says firearms must be packed in checked luggage. TSA outlines specific rules related to guns and ammunition on its website.
After the recent $2 billion Powerball jackpot, a tax attorney talks about the legal side of winning a lottery drawing. While winning the lottery has excessive rules, they must be worth the trouble as the outcome as well.
And now let's check on our weather. Lily, what can you tell us?
It's getting colder out, so stay tuned for the forecast after this break.
sounds awful. Seriously, awful.
But a lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford, and together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
Here's your weather at a glance for today. It is currently 49 degrees out with a high of 75 and a low of 58 with precipitation at 2%. Wind will be at 5 miles per hour with humidity at 69% and the dew point at 41 degrees. Pressure will be at 30 inches with a visibility of 10 miles and a UV index of 0. Tropical storm Nicole is causing havoc with travel plans according to the FlightAware tracking site. This comes after more than 900 flights were canceled Wednesday. Thursday's cancellations came after Nicole touched down in Florida near Vero Beach as a Category 1 hurricane. Its winds were 75 miles per hour at the time. However, Nicole has since weakened back down to tropical storm status. Now let's take a look at our national radar. There will be rain in the Canada border and rain in Florida. And here is your local radar. There will be clear skies all throughout. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. On Thursday, there will be PM rain with a high of 76 and a low of 59. On Friday, there will be AM rain with a high of 65 and a low of 35. On Saturday, there will be morning showers with a high of 46 and a low of 26. On Sunday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 47 and a low of 27. On Monday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 52 and a low of 37. On Tuesday, there will be showers with a high of 49 and a low of 35. And on Wednesday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 34. That is all I have for your weather. Here's Sawyer with your sports report.
Today we have Brett's Picks, an update on the crazy Big Ten West race, and more after this break.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford, and together,
We are Cleveland Ford.
At Whirlpool, we don't know how leaving the house less can make you need to eat more. or why the inside of the fridge is just so interesting. But we do know how to make appliances you can trust, day after day, after day, after day.
I was told the place I was looking for didn't exist.
A place that could refine my raw talents into something greater.
Where I could ask big questions about my faith, not settling for easy answers.
And I could risk what's comfortable in pursuit of my dream.
To join with others, find my voice, and change the world.
I was told that place didn't exist.
Then I found Lee.
At McDonald's, we're making changes every day to serve you better. It's what we're made of. And serving you better means fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers. Your burger, his burger, her burger. All cooked fresh, right when you order. Made from pure North American beef and just a pinch of salt and pepper. Because we think there's nothing better than fresh beef quarter-pounder burger made for you, right when you order. And that's just one way we're showing you what we're made of.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
Welcome back. I'm Sorry Hughes with your sports, and it was Brett Whitehead with Brett's Picks.
Hello and welcome to week number, what is it, 11?
Yeah, 11.
It's Brett's Picks. I'm Gwen Shroyer. This guy right here is Brett Whitehead. He's the star of the show. I'm just the guy that, I don't know what I do. Anyway, we're here at Bradley Central in Studio H12, broadcasting now in our 16th year of Brett's Picks. Hope you enjoy this. We're going to talk about some high school football before we get into college football. It is postseason now, and we got a few games. Brett, talk about Region 2-1 and what games we might need to know about for tomorrow.
You have Maryville
hosting Bearden. Bearden really playing well.
Traveling to Maryville.
So I'd like to pick Bearden in this game if I'm allowed to do that.
And Farragut traveling to.
Now that's a hard one. Farragut's a good team, but that travel factor plays a lot. And just like the Bears found out when they went up to the Johnson City to play the Hilltoppers there. Great stadium, great facility. We enjoyed our time there. Hope you get to watch that game. It's up on YouTube right now. We got some other games around the area. McMinn County is hosting Oak Ridge.
Going to Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge is coming to McMinn.
Yeah, they're hosting Oak Ridge. That's a 7 o'clock game. Walker Valley is traveling to Powell. Walker Valley loading up on the bus, going up to Knoxville. Knocked off Carnes, and pretty great game.
Powell knocked off Ottawa as well.
So that's a pretty great matchup. See what Walker Valley does. We're rooting for you, Walker Valley. McMinn Central playing against their highly rated opponent, Sweetwater. Sweetwater is a tough team. I don't care who you are.
Knocked off a good team, Sequatchie
County. Also, Giles County is hosting Loudon. Another great matchup, Upperman traveling to East Hamilton. A lot of people talking about that game. East Hamilton just down the road.
Chattanooga.
Red Bank having to go up on the mountain and play at Stone Mountain. Stone Memorial, sorry, going up on the mountain. Elizabethton is traveling to Anderson County, and that's a look at several of the regional and local football games. There's some others that
a former coach used to be at Elizabethton.
That's right, Brett Standifer, also the home of Jason Witten, the famous Dallas Cowboy
Dylan
and
Standifer's brother.
Tennessee Volunteer.
Dylan Standifer's
neat
brother.
place. There's a lot of history up there. That used to be the state of Franklin. There's some history for you. Did you know there was a United States state called Franklin? It's right up there. Look it up.
And Dylan Standifer's brother.
Dylan's brother. Dylan was a great quarterback, too. Hey, let's look at college football has released their latest polls on Tuesday for the playoffs. This is the polls.
A commercial?
We are, just after this. Here's the rankings that we have. Georgia moved to number 1. Ohio State sitting firmly at number 2. And Michigan sitting right there going, they're smacking their chops looking at Ohio State coming up soon. TCU surprised everybody, undefeated, sitting strong at number 4. Got to play Texas this week, though. Tennessee out of that playoff situation as of right now, sitting at number 5, and you can see the rest of the teams. A couple stunners right there is Alabama and Clemson sitting at 9 and 10. Just kind of a weird scenario. Usually they're in the top 4. Also, Ole Miss sitting at number 11, trying to break into that top 10, trying to make a difference.
They'll play Alabama.
And LSU and USC sitting right there, along with Oregon, behind Tennessee, trying to sneak in. Oregon, a one-loss team, lost a pretty strong, game, but lost by a lot. LSU, a one-loss team, lost to Tennessee. So anyway, there's a look at that. We're going to take a commercial break, and as soon as we get back, we're going to talk some picks on college football this weekend. Stay tuned for more Brett's Picks. Hey, we love those people over at Mark's Barber Shop. You want to give a shout out? He loves to get his hair cut over there. The ladies are pretty, and they treat Brett really nice when he goes over there.
One is,
Amanda. Yeah, Amanda's great.
And Lisa, too.
And Lisa, you guys are awesome. Mark, thank you so much for supporting Brett. We think that's a wonderful thing
And
you're doing.
I'll have some more commercials coming soon.
If you want to be a part of Brett's Picks, contact us, and we'll get you on Brett's Picks. All right, let's look at the picks of the week. Top 10 games, looking at what we're choosing. Here are the winners so far, all of the pickers in order based on their winning percentage. Mr. German sitting firmly at number 1. Also, Coach Carpenter doing great, had a couple good weeks. Colin Chris holding his own at number 3. Brett and I tied at 4. How about that, Brett? Sawyer Hughes staying firm at number 6 again. Couple ties at 7. Several at 9. And Coach Dills and Sweet Pea bringing up the rear. All right, let's talk about this first game. Brett, need to know, Indiana has a great running game. One of the best running backs in NCAA. They're going to go over to Ohio State, ranked at number 2. And play a game on Saturday at noon on CBS. Who do you think is going to win that game?
I have Indiana.
You got the big upset with Indiana. That's what I'm talking about. All right, next game we have number 7 LSU playing at Arkansas. Another noon game. This one's on ESPN. Who do you have, Brett?
I have LSU.
LSU coming into their own. New coach, new feeling, new vibe.
For LSU.
Yeah, so Anyway, let's see how that one pans out. Next game we have, talk about low balling. Vandy is going to travel to Lexington, play number 24 Kentucky, also a noon game. SEC Network hosting that. And who do you have for the win?
I have Kentucky.
Kentucky, the Blue Cats?
Yeah.
What do you call them, Blue Cats? Kentucky with the win. Next game. Number 9, dropping low. At number 11, Ole Miss. 3:30 game on CBS. Now pay attention, folks. This is at Ole Miss.
A former coach at Ole Miss.
Yeah, two coaches love hate each other.
I'm going with Alabama.
Alabama on the roll. Okay. Next game we have.
Because that quarterback.
The quarterback is good, young. Number 22, UCF playing at number 17, Tulane. Nobody's talking about Tulane. Sitting there in the top 20, 3:30 game, ESPN2. Who do you have, Brett?
I have Tulane.
Tulane with the win. All right, the next game we have is Monarch Appalachian State playing against in-conference rival Marshall. That's West Virginia and Upper Western North Carolina playing against each other. Heated rivalry there. 3:30 game, ESPN Plus. Happy State.
Happy State.
Dale Jones, defensive coordinator, old Bradley alum and UT alum. Next game, South Carolina playing at Florida. This is the Steve Spurrier Bowl. 4 o'clock game on SEC Network.
I have Florida.
The Gators going to win this one, okay? Next, TCU sitting firmly at number 4, loving that, at Texas. 7:30 game on ABC. Who do you have?
I'm going with Texas.
Going with Texas?
No. TCU.
Which is Texas Christian.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the Longhorns to win.
College game day.
I want to see an upset. Yes, game day will be there. There's a lot of hype on this game. I'm following the hype. I want to bleed into the hype. I don't know if Texas, can pull it off, but I'm rooting for Texas. Next game we have number 15 North Carolina at Wake Forest. ACC matchup. 7:30 game. ESPN2 has it.
I have Wake Forest.
Going for the upset again. Wake Forest. All right. This is the one you want to talk about right here. Big game. Missouri at number 5, Tennessee. Noon game on CBS. The Vols are favored by 20.5 points. If you look at the matchup predictor, 93, actually it was 92.8 because you wanted to know that. You wouldn't let me let go of that. But 93% of the people across the United States are picking Tennessee to win this. And Mizzou at 7%. Should be a great game for Hendon Hooker. Should be a great game for Tennessee. It is also senior day activities. It's the last home game for Tennessee and bodes well for a lot of seniors to be noticed and talked about and cheered on, and a special moment with their coach as they run out on the field and everybody yells for them. But that game, again, is at noon. Who do you have for this game?
Tennessee.
Tennessee with the win. There's the helmet. Yes, sir.
And my face.
All right. So, a lot of good games this weekend on college football. Again, he mentioned game day is going to be on ESPN, if you like that, at Texas and Austin for the big game there. Number 4 against number 13, Texas, or 17?
18.
18. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm just rooting for an upset.
And we have two away games left for Tennessee.
That's right. 2 away games remaining in the regular season.
We have to go to South Carolina.
In the East, they are already bowling with them.
And we have to go to South Carolina and at Vanderbilt.
That's right. So we'll look forward to those games. But first, we got to beat Mizzou.
Missouri.
You hate it when I say Missouri. All right, that's all I have. Is that all you have?
And don't forget to watch the Vox News.
Watch Vox News every day, BCHS.TV.
Right here.
Look for the tab. You can watch them all right there. Also, if you're anything to do with Bradley Central, you can watch the announcements, which is Vox News at the bell. It's also at BCHS.TV.
At 11:15.
11:15. It premieres every day, every weekday. Well, that's all I have for Brett's Picks. Is that all you have now?
No.
That's all he's got.
Yeah.
So until next time, I'm Gwen Shroyer. This is Brett Whitehead. And until next week, we'll see you
on the sideline.
Before the start of Purdue's game against Iowa, the Boilermaker special ran out of steam and had to be pushed off the field prior to kickoff. In many ways, it was a sign of things to come. In terms of performance, the Boilermakers had just as much trouble showing up on the field, and the Hawkeyes controlled the pace of the game all afternoon. It didn't matter whether the swirling wind was in Purdue's favor or not, as the team simply couldn't get out of its own way in a 24-3 beatdown at the hands of Iowa on Saturday inside Ross 8 Stadium. Iowa and Purdue are now tied with two other teams for second in the Big Ten West. Number 16 Illinois suffered an unexpected defeat in a 23-15 loss to Michigan State on Saturday. The Illini turned the ball over on downs 3 times inside Michigan State territory as the Spartans held Chase Brown to 136 yards on 33 carries. Michigan State entered the game as a 16-point underdog as it had lost 5 of its past 6 games. Michigan State stopped Illinois 2 yards from the end zone on its opening drive and then on a 4th and long at the MSU 29 just before the end of the first half. Despite the unexpected loss, Illinois still leads the Big Ten West race by a game. Mohamed Ibrahim rushed for 128 yards and 2 second-half touchdowns, and backup quarterback Ethan Calamanius brought Minnesota back from a 10-point halftime deficit in the Gophers' 20-13 victory over Nebraska on Saturday. Another team tied for second in the Big Ten West, the Gophers beat the Cornhuskers for a 4th straight year and became bowl eligible for the 4th time in Coach P.J. Fleck's 6 seasons. Lowly, Nebraska lost its 3rd straight game. Wisconsin's players are making a strong argument that interim head coach Jim Leonhard deserves to have the job for keeps. Isaac Gordano ran for 89-yard touchdown and combined with Braylon Allen for 233 yards rushing after Wisconsin defeated Maryland.
Riding the convoy down the sideline.
Big
Touchdown.
Ten West. Wisconsin. That's all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more news right this break. Not really.
And tennis. You guys